What's up, everybody? This is your girl Carmel. I am back with a quick bonus for the reading that I just did regarding the masculine energy. You thought you had it all, but you really didn't pay up. This was like something they just put on me. I guess being in the moment, spirit and energy was like, wait a minute, you got something else to give to them. So don't really need cards for this because it's just really, again, it's adding to the message that was already said. It was just a part that they wanted to make sure that you guys were very clear on, because it wasn't brought up in the original reading. So what Spirit basically wanted you guys to understand and know is that the reason why the feminine energy is not assisting, the reason why the feminine energy isn't going out of their way, is because the roles have been flipped. Okay, if that makes sense. So, for example, a lot of us have been conditioned and trained to have to, right? Because of society, generational curses, upbringing, all that. It's a lot of things that play into it, you guys. But overall, it has to do with just the label and the role that it's been like a domino effect with all people, with the balance of masculine and feminine energy within. A lot of us are, well, for men particular, a lot of men are used to having to protect their feminine, not actually their masculine energy, and also their feminine energy, but more so. Okay, hold on. Give me a second. Oh, my bad. Okay, sorry, guys. So, what Spirit is wanting you guys to know that a lot of people are working out of an energy space of being too masculine. They're trying to protect themselves. They've been wearing a mask, this false parade of what it means to be masculine, that we as a collective have been forgetting and not paying enough attention to our feminine energy. And so for you guys who are watching, who watch the actual spread, excuse me, it was mostly speaking of balancing the masculine energy and how the masculine energy's ego's been bruised, and it has to do with, emotions and not emotionally intelligent and not just really in the space that you need to be mentally and in a heart space, in order to know that in order to balance your masculine energy, you have to rely on your feminine. Your feminine has been awakened a lot quicker than the masculine energy. You know that saying where they say girls will grow quicker than men or boys, and then as you know, boys get a little bit older, then they just shoot up. It's the same thing. It's like it's a journey of the feminine energy always kind of just this advancement. I don't know, it has to do with an advancement. The story still be continued with that, but they want you to know it has to do with an advancement. And it's no different from that example I just gave you when it comes to yourself, with the spiritual connection within yourself, right? So if that's the case and your feminine energy is a little bit more well developed, they're a little bit more mature, right? They're going to be able to handle a lot more, or assume they can handle a lot more, right? Because they're showing that type of structure, and a lot of people on the exterior show that masculine structure. They can look, they got it, but that's really the feminine energy within crying out for help, because the feminine energy actually was doing double the work, and it's not supposed to be that way. And then it has to do with our masculine energy being dissected and just broken down into levels. And it's just one whole big thing. It's one whole big hug. You don't get to divide the hugs up, if that makes sense. It's one hug, that's it. We as humans tend to try to make more out of something, or define something that isn't even what it is. So for an example, say you grew up in a household where you saw your mom really more in the role of the masculine in the household, right? And you saw your father maybe not really there, or your father didn't really step the way they needed to step up, so they were working more in a excuse me, my throat chakra, more in a what's the word, starts with an S, submissive way. There you go. Thank you. And because of that, the balances were always off internally for the two individuals involved, right? Your parents. So therefore, what was shown on the outside was a reflection of something that was completely false and it was completely confusing, and you by nature took on that energy. And as you got older and older and you started to deal with people and you really started to grow into yourself, you were living in this false pretense, right? And it has to do with your lower vibration. Like, everyone's working out of this lower vibration, and we're here to exceed that. So they want you guys to know that your masculine energy is just as important as your feminine energy, but your feminine energy has done a lot more work than the masculine energy has. It's like, this is a season where you're going to actually start to be in tune more with your masculine energy and working those kinks out, because again, the feminine energy, you guys, that was like the first part of the phase of when you ascend, or when you grow, when you kind of grow, they're going to tackle that feminine energy first, then they're going to do the masculine energy, right? So that is really what they wanted you guys to know, that the reason as to why you didn't see the feminine energy on the board, and the feminine energy is just like, hey, I'm here. And they advise you guys that we all have our own work to do, even though we have a collective work, we have an individual work. The feminine energy is no longer responsible and no longer will take on the responsibility of the masculine energy. Okay, you guys? That is coming to an end. That cycle is coming to an end. So all of the dysfunction, or all of the roles that you're seeing within society, that is going to be unraveled and undone, because people are going to start to really be enlightened and be in tune with themselves, to realize that, hey, I have two parts in me. And when I think about who I've been to other people and who I've been to myself, I've been neglecting parts of my emotions due to this masculine energy of putting up a facade. And it's time to do that inner work, right? So they're wanting you guys to pay up and be mindful that this part of the journey is really, really, really important. And they want you to do the work. They want you to do the work and know that you have everything it takes to make it happen. But once you do this, you'll be able to see yourself in a different light, and you'll be able to see that where you first, I thought you needed to protect yourself and put on that masculine energy, you're going to know and have discernment over your low vibrational ways of doing things versus your higher vibrational ways of doing things. Like, for example, what you saw in the household was one way, but as you get older and you really start to think for yourself and you grow your own discernment and conscious and subconscious, and you're able to really articulate and depict and put in context what really happened, right? Everyone has a role to play, right? Then you're able to make a wiser decision as to your parents, or what happened, or why you are the way you are. Some people don't even do the work to get there. This is a channel for people who are doing the work to get there. Again, you're wanting to come out of this lower vibrational. You know something's wrong. You know that puzzle piece is missing. So again, remember, it's so important for everyone to do their individual work, and they just want you guys to know that the female energy, the feminine energy, is not responsible any longer for protecting the masculine from itself. It's time the masculine faces itself in order to heal, and the feminine energy is there as you heal, and it's vice versa. And you guys are going to see how you guys are going to align in a way where your synchronicity is going to be amazing. It's going to be like how they say you're finishing each other's sentences type stuff. It's going to be that type of twin flame connection. You no longer will be working out of the vibration of a soulmate connection, in the sense of learning, repeating cycles and going through situations over and over again, because you're not learning the lessons the first time, and you're allowing yourself to be in energies that you don't need to be in. Those cycles are the ones that are going to end up stopping. So please be mindful of that, you guys. All right. And again, feminine, masculine energy is, everyone has it. So this is not directly saying, oh, men need to go do this. No, the masculine energy within yourself, you need to go do the work. All right. You need to go do the work. So don't listen and watch this and go talk to your spouse or to your friend and try to go tell them off. No, it's not what this is for. Again, we all have masculine, feminine energy. It's time that you look within yourself to see the roles you were playing that you really should not have played, but you took on those roles because of what was taught to you, or what was shown to you, or things that you didn't know any better about. Now you're in the season of awakening and you do know better, and they're wanting you to take accountability for what you know is better. When you know better, you do better. And this is a season for those who they know they're not going to cut you any slack, you guys. They want you to do the work. So please do the work. Get it over with. Again, you're going to have your Queen of Cups. You're going to have your excuse me, you're gonna have your Queen of Cups, and you're gonna also have your Queen of Pentacles. Remember, in the spread, you had the King of Cups, you have the King of Pentacles, you also have the Emperor as well too. They want you to know that right now, you being hard-headed, you don't want to take advice from nobody, can't nobody tell you nothing. Your way is the way. You've been doing it, you've been getting things done. Oh no, nothing's wrong with me. Yes, we all have room to grow. Yes, it's hard to take in and deal, but you have room to grow. All right, and the more you grow, the more you will track the type of growth that you're doing. All right, so it's up to you. But nevertheless, thank you guys for this last minute bonus message they wanted to get through to you. All right, I hope you guys have a great day, and namaste.